All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Snowball or SnowballSMB, and this is going to be Lenna's Inception Perfect Ending Blind Seated. So Lenna's Inception is an indie action-adventure / roguelike game that plays very similarly to the older 2D Zelda games, but it has a heavy randomizer element to it. So since this is going to be blind seated, I am going to know next to nothing about what this seed is going to throw at me. There are a small handful of things that are the same every time, but like 95% of the game is randomized every time, so this will be interesting. And also joining me on comms today is...
Hello, my name is Terpretor, but that was my father's name. You can call me Terp. I'm excited to be here. I love watching you speedrun this game.
All right, so I have a special seed for today that I will be playing on. Flame 2024. Hopefully this seed is going to be nice to me. Yeah, I'm gonna give a quick countdown and then we are going to be off. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
I do have to jump in for a second. I misspoke. That bonus game Ocarina of Time is an incentive, so you gotta select it when you donate.
Let's get that bonus game.
Yeah. So this is one of the boss orders I have played. I can tell what the boss order is and thus which dungeon items I'll be getting when, based on the order that the children are seated in that first classroom screen. Yeah, the village elder is unfortunately dead. It's dangerous to go alone. This is Lance. He's the hero kid. I'm sure that he'll be alive for a while. That's a runny blue potion. We'll need that for a cutscene, a side quest later. You can buy one for not much, but since the game has just given me the opportunity to pick one up right away, I'm going to take that because, yeah, I do need it. Since this is perfect ending, I'll have to be doing all of the cutscenes. Why am I calling side quests cutscenes today? All of the side quests to get special items that I will need to actually complete each of the dungeons the proper way for perfect ending. So as soon as I'm done in this item room, I will be leaving this dungeon, and that's going to be a recurring theme throughout the entirety of the run. Go into the dungeon, grab the dungeon item, and leave. I am going to check these crystals for some coins because I need 20 to purchase a tunic from Andres the Bear, who is the main shopkeeper and also the guy who decides if a run is going to PB or not. At 11, so now I need to go to the library, which is not that far away. This overworld is somewhat strange, but definitely far from the worst I've seen. 18, 19, 20. So now we're going to swing into the library. This is the librarian. Her name is Paige. She's going to program into the phone that we stole from Lance the map locations of Dungeons 2, 3, and 4. And also tell us that she needs help finding overdue library books. We're going to need to find 12. There are 16 on every seed. And 4 of them are always in the same place. That is a very useless tunic. All right, so Dungeon 2 is far to the north.
So you said that you could tell all the bosses that you were going to be up against, or the order, based just like on the first few seconds?
Yes, so...
That's wild.
There's book number 1. So yeah, the order in which the students in Lenna's school are seated corresponds to the order of the bosses that you will be fighting. Dungeons 1 and 8 will always have the same boss and the same dungeon item. Okay. So you will always get the sword, the phone, and the power of fortitude from Dungeon 1, and you will always get a very, very cool item in Dungeon 8 that I'm not going to spoil just yet. Okay,
So
only
knowing that order
one... Go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say, so knowing that order, does that affect your routing throughout the run then?
Not really. There is a trick that you can do with the item that gives you the dash ability later that is really, really hard, that lets you just jump up these ledges instead of having to like go all the way around to like the stairs over there. But that's not a trick I feel comfortable going for. So that's really the only instance that I can really think of. Okay, there's $100 bill down there. I would like that because at some point we're going to need to get $1,000 or coins to put into a bank account. Fortunately, we can just rob the bank vault to get 1,000, which is very convenient. All right, dungeon number 3. I don't know if I've ever actually had this layout. So I found out last night that there are 2 dungeon layouts for D3 that I don't think I've ever actually played.
Wow.
If I have, I just literally never paid attention to them. So this one I believe is Wheel. Every dungeon layout has a name, and some, depending on the dungeon, is significantly better than other layouts.
Well, can I just say that you're really doing
Whale.
well right now?
Oh wait, no, I have seen Whale. Okay, so no, this. Where am I going? Oh, okay. So the yellow spots on the map are rooms that have items in them. And I just completely misread this room's layout specifically and didn't realize that I could actually exit to the south. So this is the dungeon that will have the strength item. So that'll let me pick up heavy objects like skulls, like snail shells, just like those right there. And that is... I mean, it's 2 books on that screen. That's really good. The getting the strength item early is actually not the worst thing possible because it lets you get quick kills on these snail enemies, which normally take 4 hits from the sword to KO.
Wow.
But you can just pick up a snail if it's not moving and throw it up against a wall and it instantly defeats it, which is very, very handy. Now we are in the guild, the Bankers Guild. We are going to go talk to the chairman of the guild because he is a very bad person who does not donate to charity. But he's going to throw us into Dungeon 4. This is...
Are the enemy spawns also RNG?
Yes. Okay, this is actually really good given which layout this is. So now that I'm in Dungeon 4, there's something that I should explain about Dungeons 4 through 8. So Dungeons 4 through 8 have a couple things different about them. One of those things is a 2-phase boss fight. The other thing is they all have one secret room. And each of the secret rooms has a secret item. I am going to need to find a very specific item in one of the 5 secret rooms. And if I'm reading that dungeon's map correctly, there is an extra column. And that means that I have a lot of really useful information as to where the secret room will be, because that was the layout diamond. So there is only one tile on the far left and far right sides. meaning that because there's an extra column, it has to be off of the, I believe it was the far left room, looking at the map. So that is really good information to have for the backtrack, because unless I find the item that I need, then I need to prioritize going to Dungeon 4 first, as that will be one of the quickest backtracks of the 4 through 8 dungeons. So this guy's Delvin. He'll be important later. He programmed into our phone the locations of the 4 dungeons on the east side of the island. Also, something that I just completely glossed over is on my way to the guild, I stopped by and talked to an NPC who gave me a paperclip. That was the thirsty person. I had to give them the water potion that I picked up outside of Dungeon 1. The paperclip I will have to take to an office to give to the office worker, and then there's a couple other things in that quest line. All of the side quest characters on the west side of the island are always on the west side. Same goes for the east side, always being on the east. And I just stopped by the potion and tunics store to talk to Potter and Tunley, who told me that their sister has gone missing, trying to do some shenanigans. So now there's the side quest of trying to track her down. I will need to find the strange cave to complete that quest line, but also there's another quest with the strange cave, so I'll need to find that later. So this is the dungeon that gives me access to jumping.
Ooh.
And this is a really bizarre set of rooms.
A lot of snails.
Yeah, I'm worried that room might be actually required. I don't want it to be required because there were like 10 snails in there, and that's going to be time consuming to get through, but there's still some more rooms that I can check.
Would it be possible to jump in with a little information?
Sure, go ahead.
Awesome, thank you so much. In addition to that bonus game incentive for Ocarina of Time, we've opened up 2 more incentives. One is $500 to feed the animal in Deja Vu, so we can feed a hungry friend along the way, and a $1,000 incentive for a big Viridian bonus run in VVV. So you'll get a big bonus run at the end of that game. So very exciting.
That's awesome. Well, you got to feed the animals.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
All right, so we got the rocket ship layout for Dungeon 6. There are only 2 layouts that Dungeon 6 can have. There's rocket ship and there's helmet. Both of them I feel like are equally good, but at the same time also equally terrible. So these guys are called pyromelians. We call them Lizrobes. They're really irritating because they just teleport around, they shoot fireballs, it's a mess. That was a room that had the meteorite in it. Unfortunately, every dungeon has a room that has a meteorite drop, which is pretty useless, but I also did have to beat all of those Lizrobes to get the doors open, so that was not really a time loss. Okay. This is an exploding snail. You can tell by the gray shell. They take 5 hits of damage. Also, this room is directly south of the boss. I know that because of the green key door in Dungeon 6, and also there is the black dot on the map. Any tiles on the map that have a black dot are rooms that you can warp to. And also, this was a really good Dungeon 6 layout, given... this is bad. I'm going to be very careful here because I'm on critical health, which means if I take 1 more hit of damage, I will die.
Ooh.
So, okay, now I have half a heart.
Okay, yeah, you just have to bleed a little, looks like.
Yeah, so the way health works in this game is you have 3 hearts from the start. 1 point of damage is half a heart. And once you drop to 0 hearts, then you don't immediately die. You're on critical health, and if you take 1 more hit, then you will die. But if you survive for long enough, then you will passively regain half of a heart. I can go somewhere off of this screen. So Dungeon 6 had the lighter, which gives you a fiery projectile attack as well as a dash. Getting it in Dungeon 6 is a little bit unfortunate because it's fairly late for that item. But that dungeon actually had a really good set of screens for a key required Dungeon 6, and getting into Dungeon 7 sub 13 on the in-game timer is really good. The starting screen of this dungeon is one south of the boss, because the Dungeon 7 and Dungeon 8 bosses are locked behind a door with a red key.
That is a lot to keep track of.
Yeah. Okay, so this is going to either be blue key or the map because oh my, that was really unfortunate. They turned a little too quickly. Alright, good, blue key. So, the blue key will always be the first key you find, green key will always be second, red key will always be third. So, knowing that either the key or the map would drop from that room made it so I knew I had to take on that fight, because either I would be passing up a mandatory key or I would be passing up very powerful information. So that room is locked behind a bow and arrow target. Okay, that was a little bit scary. I walked in the room and my game just froze for a couple seconds.
Oh, I thought that was the game just showing you.
No.
Whoa, oh jeez.
Green key, that's good. Nice. Also, this Dungeon 7 layout is really, really good because it's by far the most optimal for backtracking for the secret room. I can't tell, though, immediately if there is an extra room or not, or like an extra column. I mean, there'll always be an extra room in Dungeon 7. I am going to push this guy off because these dead end rooms will always have an item drop, and they can have a book. And also, I'm just going into that ladder so that way I have a warp point there in case something tragic happens up ahead. Because I'm not going to be getting an extra warp point from the room directly south of the boss because that's the entrance. Oh, this is the worst color enemy type combo I could get because I can't push these guys into the hole. So in every item room, there will be a collection of enemies that are a different color than they normally are, and each color has a different like secondary effect. The main effect is they will always have double HP, but the pink enemies are floating, so you cannot push them into holes. Also, that's the strange. Hey, that's a good find. Happened twice to get all the stuff that I need out of that. Earlier in this run, there was a room that had a green skeleton. That means that the skeleton would every few seconds heal 1 HP. Fortunately, I did not find any item rooms with brown enemies, because brown enemies will every few seconds explode, and explosion damage packs quite a punch.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Could I jump in with a donation?
Yep.
Oh, thank you so much. I've got $48 from Kinda Nerdy Housewife, our last runner, who says, here's the $48 I promised to donate during my run. Thank you, Frame Fatales, for giving me the chance to show off this wonderful game, and thank you, chat, for letting the robot dance. Thank you so much, Kinda Nerdy Housewife. And don't forget, the next 2 runs are pretty short, so we want to try to get those incentives met.
Feed those pets.
Yeah.
Feed the animals.
All right, so I just saved Professor Maxwell from being trapped in his own basement, even though he could jump around the block that was like keeping him trapped down there. I did not want to shoot an arrow there. There's an overdue library book on his bookshelf. That is one of the 4 books that will always be in the same spot. And now Professor Maxwell reveals that he was trapped in the basement by his lab assistant, Delvin. Remember that guy on the bridge? Yeah, he's not a good guy. Also, I can already tell Dungeon 8 is not going to be kind to me because of how many gray crabs I'm seeing. The gray crabs have a little bit more HP than the orange crabs. And also, they just will decide to dodge attacks because they feel like it, and they suck. But they cannot dodge bomb arrows, and they cannot dodge another item that I tragically did not find just passively on the way here, which is the axe. We need the axe for one of the side quests anyway, and it's just a really powerful tool to have for Dungeon 8 because there are always so many gray crabs. I also need to be on the lookout for a specific type of thing going on with the walls, because in Dungeon 8 you can see the wall has a sort of glitchy effect going on, and there will be one tile of wall in this dungeon that is not under that effect, and that is where I will need to use a bomb to access the secret room. I am going to just see, is this another book? Yes, it is. Oh my gosh. I'm really glad that I've been checking these rooms.
Yeah. How many books do you need?
I need 12, and currently we're at 6. There are still 3 more guaranteed locations. One is in Andres' store. I cannot believe that he is selling an overdue library book. And then there will be one on a bookshelf in the guild, and then there is one, funnily enough, inside of Paige the librarian's bedroom. So apparently she checked a book out of her own library and then forgot about it. So
if I was a librarian, I'd do the same, to be honest.
That is fair. Alright, got the green key. I really wish that I'd hop down that ladder now, because that would be a really good work point to have. Okay. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea where I'm going in this layout, because I think this might be LI with an extra row on the bottom. Okay, there was an extra row on the bottom because the entrance is not on the bottommost row of the dungeon. Of course, that was just for a meteor.
Right now you're looking for the extra room?
Right now I'm looking for the item room, but also the secret room is right here, so I will check this. Alright, that is not the item we are looking for, but that gives us a lot of good information, and now we don't have to really do much aside from fight the boss on the backtrack.
While you're reorienting, can I jump in with a donation?
Sure.
Awesome. I've got a $25 anonymous donation from Codebreaker. Thank you so much. Of course, hoping that you put that donation towards the Deja Vu incentive.
Stuff.
Okay, that's the... I must have missed something over here.
So there's a great question in the chat that I've often wondered myself. Are you breaking the game, or are the graphical stuff intended?
The graphical stuff is intended. Everything that you see in this run is intended, except for one instance of a glitch that I will be using on one of the side quests. Also, I cannot believe that I missed this doorway right there. I thought that there was another glitch tile blocking it off. There was very much not. So that's unfortunate. I hope everyone likes seeing that set of rooms a second time. But now we have the glasses, so now the fun begins.
Oh my gosh. Glitch City, let's go.
he is... okay, I'm going to just do that to get back here. Now I can screen wrap. And not only is this intended gameplay, it is required to beat the game. It is required to get through Dungeon 8, and it is also required to get through the Palace here. So the Palace layout is always the same. It is one of the few things in this game that is never randomized. There's also a guaranteed tunic drop partway through that I will be grabbing to see if it is a speed or strength tunic. Because speed tunics and strength tunics are super powerful. Speed doubles your walking speed, and of course the fire tunic. And strength doubles your damage output. And that is really important for a couple things. Speed would have been great to get off of Andres, but tragically, he was not selling a strength or a speed tunic today. At this point, speed tunic wouldn't help that much because there's not too much to do in terms of just walking around left. Strength would still be a great find because of the strange cave. In the strange cave, you have to fight 9 waves of enemies, and there's only one enemy type that shows up in the strange cave, where a strength tunic will not give you the ability to one-shot that enemy. So I would really like to find one of those. But,
this movement is wild.
I love Palace movement. It is so much fun. Now, it's time to find our East Side quest characters. So I'm going to just be screen wrapping around the city because usually you can find a bunch of them. That's not the way to the city. Usually there are a bunch of NPCs in the city. Every once in a while you get a seed where the city is pretty empty. I'm looking for... I don't think I've found the traveling merchant yet. He might have been on a tile that I couldn't access him from where I entered the tile from. I can't remember. Nope, I did not. Here he is.
Yay.
I don't need the water potion because I already... Oh, that's strength tunic. Let's go.
Let's go.
So the traveling merchant, the first time you find him, will always give you a free tunic. And that is randomized, as you probably could have guessed. And most of the time, it's a very trolly tunic. Not this time. So that is really good news. There's no way he was the only side quest character in the whole city. The last run of practice that I did a couple days ago was like not quite that empty, but very close. And I've never seen seeds where the city is like that empty. I'm going to check that tunic to see if it's speed. Here's the woodcutter. Undead. So that reverses the effects of healing and poison, and that was an interesting use of the axe for that side quest. So the woodcutter wanted us to find a secret because he's never been able to find one, but he's been looking for one. So you just have to use the axe on a very out of place like bush, and that's 9 books. So I don't technically need to find any more, which is really good. Because losing a run to page is one of the most frustrating things that can happen in this game.
Are the side quests also randomized, or do you know what the quests will be when you find the villagers?
The side quests are always the same, however, their locations are always randomized.
Okay.
I'd love to jump in for a second and remind people about our side quests, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Well, we have a couple of incentives going for these very short runs. We've got this Feed the Animal incentive for Deja Vu, and I just found out that the animal is a secret. So I'd love for you all to donate to make your guess as to who or what that secret animal is and what you would want it to be. Or, I love the idea that there's a strength tunic, a speed tunic, and a troll tunic. So I'd love to know what kind of tunics everyone else would love.
I hope it's a
zoologist.
chicken. Because you started the run with a chicken, so.
That is a good point.
Was that your pet, by the way? I was gonna ask.
That is Henrietta the chicken. She's not Lenna's pet. She's actually she used to be a slime that got turned into a chicken by Delvin and the power of his invention, 8-Fridge. 8-Fridge is the thing that's been dropping from the ceiling in every item room, and also the thing that fell down and killed Lance in Dungeon 1.
Oh, yeah, poor Lance. But you got his phone, so it worked out.
I don't think I need anyone else. I'm gonna just check this tile to make sure. Okay, yeah. So now I've got everyone on east side, so I'm gonna check the top row of west. So I need to find an office, I need to find the Three Bears Cottage, and I need to find Creepy Jack.
Creepy Jack? Oh no.
Yeah, he's going to forge us a property deed. I can't screen wrap off that screen because of a lag thing on the far edge of it. I'll just jump down. And Paige just called us asking about the whole how finding the books are going, and says that she's been thinking about Paige, but says it in a pun, ISBN. So now that Paige is with us, I'm going to call Tressa, Potter and Tunley's little sister, who is off doing who knows what. And she's going to tell us that she was at the library. Paige is going to tell us that she was looking for books on banking and stuff like that, so now we have to go to the bank. But we are not going to go to the bank until we find Creepy Jack, because Creepy Jack will give us an item that we need to give another character at the guild. So now it's just pretty much... Okay, there he is.
Yay. Oh yeah, I can...
It's a little bit unfortunate that I found him before finding the office, because you can fast travel with the bicycle to the office. You can't fast travel to Creepy Jack because Creepy Jack is not a building. You can only fast travel to buildings or caves that you have entered. So I did not need to use a bomb there because I have the glasses.
Showing off the page, I get it.
I'm gonna just... Oh my gosh. This is not a friendly overworld. Alright, so here's the Three Bears Cottage. So this is going to be the only instance of a glitch in the run. So I'm going... This is the hide and seek minigame, like in at least one of the Oracle games. I've not actually played the Oracle game, so I don't know which one had it and whatnot. Anyway, you have to do hide and seek with Goldilocks on 3 different screens, but the game doesn't check to see if she's left each individual screen. It only checks to see if Goldilocks has left a screen 3 times. So if you screen wrap out of bounds and then leave the screen twice, it will spawn 2 extra Goldilockses, and as soon as all 3 of them leave the first screen, then you're done with the side quest.
Nice. And so this wasn't intended, right?
Right. This is the only instance of unintended gameplay in the entire run.
Wow.
So...
And a speedrunner would find that.
Yeah, pretty much. Now it really is just finding the office, which is wherever it is in a very not friendly spot. So let's try over here. There are a lot of tiles that I can check here, but there we go.
Yay!
I will grab that money bag, I think, just in case it's a 50, because if it's a 50, then I will need to get only 8 bills from the vault instead of 9. It is a 50. That is really convenient.
Let's go.
Creepy Jack. What would be the best way to get to him? Probably Elder's Cave and then screen wrap through the ocean. So.
Money bag, you say?
Yeah.
Can I reach into my money bag for a donation?
Sure.
Segues are my love language, friends.
That's the great.
I have a $10 anonymous donation saying VVV hype. That's right. We have an incentive open for a Viridian bonus run for that incentive, but we also really want to know what that mystery animal is and what we might feed it. So maybe we're hoping it's a chicken,
Yeah.
or something else, or a sloth. Who knows?
Ooh.
Well, since the chairman's not going to donate any money to charity and is going to just hoard all this money, I'm going to rob the bank vault.
Yeah, good. As you should.
I did not need to pick that up, but that's fine. So I am actually at 12 books, so I don't need to bother grabbing a book. There is one on that bookshelf that was right next to me after screen wrapping to the door. But we don't need to pick it up. So now I'm going to deposit 1,000 coins into the bank, withdraw $9.99, and then try to withdraw the other one. And the guy is like, you can't withdraw more than $999 from your bank account.
Dang.
So I got I don't even remember it's some sort of bank notice thing. I don't really care what it is. All I care about is the fact that I need it to give to one of the bosses. So I'm going to just real quick grab some healing potions, because healing potions are always the first potion that Andres is selling. So no, I need to find... Wait, where was the traveling merchant? Oh yeah, okay, so that warp actually works out perfectly because he is right over here. And then the naked bear is not far from here also. Alright, that is one tile up from another dungeon. That is really, really handy.
Did you say
now
naked bear?
I need to give the naked bear a shirt.
That could be the animal.
I was thinking that too.
Exactly. Okay, zoologist 1 to the right of the bridge. So the bear, in return for the shirt, gave us a bear claw. So now we are going to give the bear claw to the zoologist. So she will stop using her binoculars to look at the bear and make him feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Merchant. I was like, what is the one item that I still need? Okay, so really 100 bill was on that screen. I wish I had checked that earlier. So now the pink slimes will be dropping marshmallows because we have the 10 books, 12 books. I know how to count. And the strange cave is the best way to farm marshmallows because the second wave is 4 marshmallows. And we need 10 marshmallows.
Why marshmallows?
Because Paige wants a bunch of marshmallows for a celebration to celebrate finding a bunch of the books.
Aw. That's wholesome, actually.
Which actually is one of the cutest cutscenes in the entire game. If I get this run into more marathons and more people start seeing the game and seeing that cutscene and how cute it is, then my goal is to someday be able to have that watching that cutscene as an incentive. Because it is seriously so cute. But we just mash through the text in the speedrun because going fast.
Yeah.
I bet we could get that as an incentive for a marathon. I mean, we've got so many good incentives that $10 for 10 marshmallows. I bet we could get a $10 train, and that would keep you going for putting this into more marathons for sure.
True. I would donate to watch a cute marshmallow scene.
Maybe we can feed the animal in Deja Vu a marshmallow. Perfect. Sugar overload.
Well, it's got to be a toasted marshmallow because the cutscene, you don't actually see what's going on. You just see all of the text, which is still absolutely adorable. And they make toasted marshmallows together. But we've got one wave of the Strange Cave left. So if there are any donations or other things you would like to talk about, this would be a really great time for it.
Absolutely. I would love to talk about some of these. We've got, of course, all kinds of incentives going. I keep mentioning that Deja Vu feed the animal incentive. Of course, everything's a mystery. The animal, what are we feeding it? Who is it? The only thing that's not a mystery is our amazing runner, Cece. You're going to want to see more of Cece. But also that big Viridian bonus run in VVV. But you also could select, but we want you to focus on the other stuff, Ocarina of Time bonus game. Like MK donates $25 towards that and says, gotta unlock that OOT bonus. Gonna enter for the quilts. What a combo. And absolutely, while you're supporting those incentives, you can also automatically be entered into winning some prizes.
All right, so here we go. We've got 7 of the 8 items. We are about to get the 8th upon entering a dungeon because this is where Tressa will be. She will give us the 8th item that we need, and now it is boss rush time. So first things first, I need to check what this room is going to be, what the item in the secret room is going to be, rather. Should be, yep, over here.
Nice.
I thought I found that one in 8.
I thought so too.
That's weird. All right. Well, anyway, we're going to the boss,
Let's go.
which is fortunately straight up. So, unfortunately, Sandolphin here, the boss of the water dungeon, is going to be a 2-phase fight. I say unfortunately because her 2-phase fight is the longest 2-phase fight. Her second phase is a bit of an auto-scroller and a bit of a bullet hell. So it's also so long, the second phase, that it is the only second phase of a boss fight that gets to the absolutely sick guitar riff around the chorus of the second phase music. I genuinely love all the music in this game, but the second phase boss fight is probably in my top 3. Also, I am holding down the glasses button because some of the bosses actually get sped up if you are using the glasses. Also, I'm so sorry for completely forgetting to mention this, but a minor flashing lights warning for this boss rush. There is a little bit when you damage bosses. And also just eye strain warning as well because of the glasses always being active. Yeah, this is a boss fight. If there are any other donations you'd like to read, this would be a really good time. I am messing this up. I hope I don't get hit 3 more times.
This is one of the boss fights of all time, I can tell. I have a $25 anonymous donation that says, have to add Ocarina of Time. Thank you so much. That's one of our open incentives. And I have a $100 donation from Shannon and Ted that says, we want to see Uni's run. Yes, and that is, of course, the bonus run of VVV. So at the end, can add a little bit extra to that. And don't forget, everyone, we could also try to see what that mystical animal is in Deja Vu. So I'm really curious about that. I hope you all are too.
Is it a chicken or a naked bear? We'll see.
I mean, if it was a naked, could it be a clothed bear at all? Like, would that even be an option? Who knows? Do I have time for a little more?
Yeah, I'm just looking for the secret room right now in Dungeon 6.
Awesome. Hope you find it soon. I have some past no comment donations, $10 from Lost Lemon and a $25 anonymous donation from a little bit ago. Thank you so much for supporting Malala Fund and helping us get towards more fatales. Everybody, we're possibly going to hit a giant milestone today for fatales. If we get $47,225 by the end of today, we will have raised $1 million across all events and all of our charities. So let's get that done, friends.
That's incredible. I believe it. We're doing that today.
You heard it here first. We are doing it today.
We are.
I'm going out the door twice. So how about a donation train to celebrate me going out the door twice?
Let's go.
Well, you know, we can't just do $2. The minimum donation is $5. So, you know, we could have a $5 train for you going out the door.
Or you know what 5 times 2 is?
10?
We could do a $10 train. Also, this is Santa Quill. This is the fastest second phase fight in the entire run. So something I should mention is, since this is perfect ending, I'm using those special items that I got from the side quests to spare all of the dungeon bosses. And also the power of compassion that the prince who is trapped in his own palace mailed us after Dungeon 4. So Santa Quill's second phase is so fast in the sacrifice ending of the game where you defeat all of the bosses that he only takes 1 hit of damage and then the fight's over. So as soon as the second phase starts, you can spare him.
That's nice.
Also, I did find the item from the secret room that I was looking for, the old revolver down in the left side of my inventory. The old revolver is the most powerful weapon in the game. 1 shot will defeat any enemy, including the final boss. The only thing, the catch with the old revolver is you get 1 shot. If you miss that 1 shot, you are out of luck. There is no way to reload the revolver. You have 1 chance to make it count. So one of the 3 final bosses is a 4-phase fight that is very difficult to do with only 3 hearts. So yeah, I'll be using the revolver on that. But for now, we've got Archangel Hadasaya, Vampire Magician. She is always the boss of Dungeon 8. Her first phase is very tedious because she only takes 2 hits in the first phase instead of, say, 3 or maybe slightly more. But it's a pretty auto-scrollery 2 hits. So again, if there are any donations, now is a fantastic time.
Absolutely. Still encouraging everyone to donate towards that Feed the Animal incentive. You know, I think there's some funny things to be said in the donation about bears. You never know. I mean, that could become another cursed thing if we want to, friends. Ooh. But we have a $10 donation from Kai Clavier, who says, "How do you pronounce VVV? I always just say V." Well, we know how I say it, but if anyone else wants to give their suggestions, I've actually heard 2 in Discord so far today, so keep them coming, friends.
I personally usually call it V6.
Nice.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. Maybe 5555555 or
30.
30.
Would love a $30 donation, certainly.
$30.
Hey!
Yeah.
Let's go.
Now we're just doing math.
Yeah, I love math. I love math.
I love that you love math.
So a little bit of lore. Oh my gosh, I forgot that this dungeon is like this. Little bit of lore. So the little colored coins that are dropping from the ceiling after sparing the bosses are memory tokens that are unlocking some of Lenna's past memories. There are cutscenes that play after you pick them up, but if you time it right and open the map and warp to the entrance, then you can skip those cutscenes. If you open the map on the first frame of it loading the cutscene, it unfortunately will not skip. But the Dungeon 8 memory token reveals that Lenna is actually the mother of all of the archangels that we're fighting. And she was turned human by the power of Eightfridge and the greed of Delvin. I am going to focus for this fight a little bit because this is the hardest second phase in the boss rush. So, because Krabaddin loves to try and juke me any chance he gets. And if he successfully jukes me, then I'm losing a significant amount of time. Okay, there we go. That's the last hit that we need.
Let's
and then he's
go.
going to use Hydro Pump, and we are going to spare him.
Whew. Can we get some claps
usually-
for that? Oh, I was saying, can we get some claps in chat for that?
Oh, yeah.
GG's.
I would appreciate it. That fight's scary.
Yeah.
Usually, if, like, I'm going for, say, like, a PB... Wait, who's in this dungeon? I think this is Cat Seal. Usually, if I'm going for, like, a PB, I will usually want to see a one-phase fight on Krabatin and Sandolphin, as they have the two longest second phases, and Krabatin just has the scariest second phase. But now we've got a cute little cat with a computer monitor for a face. This is Cat Seal. She is the boss of the Jump Dungeon. So we are going to position her all the way on the right side, because if she is positioned all the way in the right corner, then the memory token will always drop in the dead center of the room. And the reason why I'm doing this on the first phase is because she does not move on the second phase. So any gamers in the chat might recognize the code that is on the Cat Seal monitor that I have to push the joystick in the directions of. Left. This is very unfortunate. Joystick spawns, making me walk all the way across the room several times. Okay, Cat Seal. But yeah, that fight is interesting. It's a little bit scary with the glasses being held down the entire time, because the glasses actually speed up the rate at which the bats will drop from the ceiling. Now we've got the boss of the first dungeon. This is the boss that will always be in the first dungeon, Azure Flail. She's a very quick fight. She'll try to hit us with this ball and chain, but you can just position yourself just right to pretty much instantly cut the chain and instantly get the hit in.
Nice.
So we're going to hit one more time, and then she's going to run over, pick up the ball, and try and throw it at us. As soon as it leaves her hand, then I will be able to spare her.
Based on that last fight, I can see why you spare the bosses, because he's a cute little cat.
Yeah.
Can I be shameless about that cat? I'm going to be shameless about that cat. So that was a cat with a computer for a face. So if you were going to feed it in Deja Vu, if that was the mystical animal, would you be giving it a bite?
Oh my god.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. Please, chat, make me say more of these things.
Please.
Alright, so I don't actually remember which boss it is here. Okay, it's Hydranial, the boss of the Strength Dungeon. Doesn't really matter, because for both of the remaining two bosses, I would be equipping bombs, because Hydranial will throw items that we can pick up, and we have to throw it back at him. But if you equip a bomb, drop it, and then pick it up, it will count as an item that you picked up to throw. So that will just sort of skip just waiting for him to throw an object to pick up. And also, I almost autopiloted and forgot that was a one-phase fight, because I am so used to that fight being two-phase. Because usually you don't want to play out a PB attempt where he's a one-phase fight, because his second phase is really quick. But now we've got Tentaluchis. So I'm going to go for something that will save a drastic amount of time in this fight. There is a middle, slightly lighter spot on Lenna's hair, and that is the dead center of her. Then there is one of like the gaps in between two of Tentaluchis's tentacles that is the dead center of him, and thus the center of the room. If you line yourself up perfectly with that line, then this attack right here, most of the time, won't happen. It'll just do that. If that attack does happen, he'll bounce around the room like he's like some DVD loading screen. And it's very slow. I need to run away and not hit him there, because that would end up defeating him. Again, that is another fight that I'm very used to just sort of autopiloting for the second phase. The second phase is really cool. He turns into a UFO and fires energy balls at you that gradually turn into bombs, and then after a while he tries to pick you up with the tractor beam. If you're playing Sacrifice ending, where you have to defeat him, then you would throw a bomb into the tractor beam and blow him up. If you're playing this ending, then you would just wait for the tractor beam to spawn and then spare him. Now we've got Edgar and Alan. They're the guards of the palace, I guess. I am going to take the save prompt just as a little bit of safety. And now we are into the final 3 bosses, so this is going to be going by pretty quick. Okay, I guess the menu is going to open, even though it shouldn't be able to in that situation. Anyway, this is Chairman Mammon / Chairman Gammon. His boss title is Capitalist Pig. His first attack we always skip by jumping in his face. He summons a bunch of cows made out of coins. We call it Cash Cow. Then he charges, and then we play a round of Rich Man's Volley. Fortunately, he's bad at it. And I'm very glad that I've been timing the jump right, because it is very easy to time it slightly wrong and end up taking damage from the punch. If you take damage from the punch, it still skips the Cash Cow attack, but it's a little bit tedious because sometimes you'll need the menu for a healing potion in the middle of the fight, and that's just a little bit slow. But I think that was a perfect fight in terms of avoiding damage from the punch, so that was really good.
Let's go, claps in chat.
Now I'm going to equip the old revolver, because next up is... You remember that guy from the bridge?
Oh,
he's
yeah.
back.
Delvin.
So he's gonna turn into Archangel Delvin, Egomaniac. And yeah, usually this is a 4-phase fight that's pretty tough, but yeah, no. Bye, Delvin. Fight's over.
Jeez.
So now we have only a single fight left. So I'll click yes to blow out the dust in the cartridge, because if you click no, then you'll get the catastrophe ending. And since we spared all of the bosses, Azurflail and Tentaluchus will show up to stop Lenna from doing that, because if she blows the dust out of the cartridge, then bad things will happen. And we're back in the Archangel School, where everything started. And fun fact, Aphridge is in that spot of Lenna's bedroom. If you go into that room before leaving the school at the beginning of the run, her scythe will be there. You can't pick up her scythe, tragically, but we will be seeing her Archangel form later in this fight. So this is, I want to say, a 6-phase fight. This is the first phase. Also, there is a chance to spare the Elder and Lance in this fight, because we actually have to fight them. And if we spare them, then they will be alive again, which is good. But the thing is... Alright, that was a really good Elder phase.
You didn't spare a capitalist pig or a cash cow?
Nope. Now we've got
animals we're gonna feed in Deja Vu.
Ow.
Definitely not. Lance.
It never gave me the option to spare him. Game? Well, that's unfortunate. What is happening? Okay, there we go. Now we fight the UI. So, tragically, we're not going to get the best ending where both the Elder and Lance are spared. Lance just will occasionally decide he's going to die, and there's nothing you can do about it. So there's Lenna's Archangel form. She looks super cool. There's her scythe that I was talking about. Also, time is going to be coming up very shortly, because fight's over, and now I just have to pull the pizza out of Aphridge, because that's what started the whole thing. And time.
Woo! Oh my gosh.
53, 56, 464 IGT. Given how rule the overworld was at times, and then Dungeon 8's layout, I am very satisfied with that as an ending time. Cute little cutscene at the end here. It's even cuter if Lance is there, because then you find out that Lance and the prince are dating. And Lenna and Paige are together, and Azrael is going to defend the kingdom. And also, if you spare the chairman and Delvin, then they'll be just locked in the prison cell behind Azrael, which is really, really funny. Yeah, I'm super happy with how that run went. So I'm going to give a few quick shout-outs before hopping on off. Shout-outs to Bitten Studio for creating not only this absolutely amazing game, but also for creating another amazing game called Cassette Beasts. Two of my all-time favorite games. They are both so good. And like, running this game is one of my favorite things to do with just gaming in general. So I'm so happy that they made this game. Shout outs to everyone at Frame Fatales for having me on for this run. This was so much fun. And also, big thank you to Frame Fatales for also having me on for Sonic Origins in only a couple hours. I'm really looking forward to that as well. Bit of a shameless plug. You can find me on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Blue Sky, Tumblr, the whole works at SnowballSMB. I like to stream Super Monkey Ball. I like to stream Sonic. I like to stream indie games like this one. Yeah, do you have any shout-outs to give, Terp?
Yeah, I just want to say your run was incredible. That was so fun. Thanks for letting me commentate. You can find me at twitch.tv/terpretor. Definitely check out Snowball's Sonic run later today, and I have a Stardew one on Saturday. Frame Fatales, y'all are amazing.